Welcome back. Right now, we are welcoming one of our favorite guests that we invite her to be on the show over and over and over again because she's got such good information. Emily Iland is joining us. Emily is the brains behind Be Safe, the movie. And more than ever, after all the things that we've been reading in the news, we know that it's crucial that not only do we get training for our police departments, but it is incumbent upon us in the autism community to train the individuals that we care about to know how to interact with the police. Emily has given us the roadmap to do that. So Emily, welcome back to Autism Live.
Thanks, Shannon. It's a pleasure to be with you again.
Well, Emily, I find so often I evoke your name and say to people, "Oh, you gotta get Be Safe the movie. You gotta do this program." And I know you are in more demand right now than ever before. You've been traveling all over the place with your fabulous son and doing these trainings and these interactive screenings. Tell the folks what it is that you do when you go to these places and why it's so pivotal.
Sure. So I spent a lot of years training the police about autism, 20 years in fact. But one day an officer said to me, "Emily, I can know somebody has autism, but if they run from me, I have to chase them. And if they fight with me, I have to fight back and win." And as a mom, as an advocate, and as a human being, my hair stood up on end. I thought it was terrifying. But that is the way the police work. And so I thought, well, who's training our young people? And the answer was nobody. There were no tools. Nobody was training youth to know how to interact safely with police. So I worked with Joey Travolta to create a video modeling curriculum starring people with disabilities and real police to model what to do when you meet with the police in different encounters.
Yeah, and it's I have spoken about this many times. I think this is one of the most important things that we have to do. Because you can spend so much time on teaching your child all kinds of skills and social skills and all of that. And we've seen that it can take a minute, a caregiver stepping away for a minute, and there's an interaction with the police, and it can be devastating. And in all honesty, I know that you feel this way too, Emily, that more often than not, the police are trying to keep us all safe. But things can escalate. As you said, this is their job. They have a responsibility to follow through with things, and they can't always, in the heat of the moment, identify and know what's happening. So we've got to train the kids. Got to. So you go to places and you show the movie, but you go further than that. Tell them a little bit about, because you just come back from doing a bunch of different workshops. Tell us what happens.
Yes. So the first thing I do is I train the police with my Experience Autism program if they haven't been trained yet. And it's an evidence-based training that's been independently validated for effectiveness, both helping the police recognize autism and be prepared to respond. So I do that first if I can. I skip that step if it's already been done in a community. The next thing I do is called a Be Safe certificate course, where we bring together local leaders and service providers and local police to learn how to use my Be Safe materials, which is the movie plus the curriculum that goes along with it. The idea is we show scenes from the movie, and then we teach people additional concepts and vocabulary and skills they need for interacting with the police. And the third piece is called a Be Safe interactive screening, where the people who I trained and local police come together with 25 youth with autism or other disabilities, and the police and the young people get paired up and they do the activities together, and they learn from one another, and they form relationships. And one thing I think is so important about the interactive screening is the eyes-on aspect, where the police get to know people in their community who have a disability. And then if they ever meet them again in another encounter, they know who this person is, because I think being strangers is part of the problem. The police are strangers to people with autism, and people with autism are strangers to the police. So we build relationships and mutual understanding through the Be Safe interactive movie screening.
And this is saving lives. This is literally saving lives. And I just want to say, you've gone to a great deal of trouble to put together not only the film, and this is one of the things that I love about you, Emily, is that you walk your talk. As you said, the individuals who are the actors in the movie on the spectrum, you had people on the spectrum behind the cameras and in the editing room with Joey Travolta. You walk your talk. You have real police officers in the film, but then you put together a curriculum so people wouldn't have to figure out how to use the video as a tool for themselves. You've got a curriculum. Teachers can be using this. Parents can use this. Grandparents can use this. And if you haven't already, the first time that you showed it to me and I sat down and watched it, man, it sent a chill down my spine because I realized, oh my goodness, I have not gone through this with my child. I have not talked about this. And we have now. And I just want to say to every parent out there, you have to make this a priority. You've got to attend one of these screenings or get the film for yourself. And Emily, tell them how they can do it, because this is not something you can leave to chance and just hope that it doesn't involve your child. It's going to at some point. How do they get the movie?
So I recommend that people buy the Be Safe Teaching Edition, which includes the movie plus a 300-page curriculum on CD-ROM that's already differentiated. When I was teaching at Cal State Northridge in the Department of Special Ed, I taught teachers. And I could hear them saying, oh yeah, we love the movie, but we need more. So I differentiated this curriculum to help people of all language and cognitive abilities. So I really recommend that you get both in one. It's called Be Safe Teaching Edition. And I priced it to be super accessible. It's only $74.95 for both the movie and the curriculum. The movie has Spanish subtitles, and I also created a separate curriculum in Spanish for people who need Spanish language materials, because it's so important that everybody be able to get this. And you can also ask your public library to order it if you're not able to. Every public library must respond to the requests of constituents, and you can ask your library to get it.
Absolutely. And I think the best possible thing, though, is to try to get an interactive screening happening in your community. That, being able to have somebody go through the movie and go through the scenes with it, and then have that being able to meet your police officers and have your police officers meet and spend time with a group of individuals on the spectrum, so that they can see that when you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism, but they get an overview. So when they're out in the field and they are reacting, they're more likely going to react in the way we want them to. So how do they reach out to you when they want to do an interactive screening in their community?
Sure. It's a professional event that Tom and I bring, and it's not hard to find sponsors nowadays or get grants written. That's how a lot of people are funding it. Emily at besafethemovie.com. That's how you would contact me to book a screening. Just Emily at besafethemovie.com. That's my email. And at our website, besafethemovie.com, you'll also find my phone number. And we would love to come do it. We just did one in Santa Rosa where we had a one-to-one pairing of officers from 13 different police agencies and 25 youth on the spectrum and with similar disabilities. But the police officer who's paired up, they don't just get to know one person. They get exposed to everybody in the room because it's so interactive. They get to hear how a lot of different people communicate or who's stimming. The police call our event Eyes On Training.
Yeah. It's
training for them. At the same time, they're learning from people with autism and teaching people with autism, but forming those relationships, those positive relationships. I always say, we bring the program and then we watch the magic happen in the room, and anyone who's been there knows that that's the truth.
Well, it's amazing, Emily, what you do. And for people who don't know, you said Tom and I referred to your son too, your adult son who's on the autism spectrum and is a remarkable human being. And you guys have just co-authored another book. And Tom is, I can tell you, if you're an autism parent, you want to be in the room and hear Tom talk. It's so inspirational. So we appreciate you guys and the fact that you have taken this on. Because heaven knows we need this. We absolutely need this. And if you're sitting back and waiting for, some magic other pill, I don't know what you're waiting for. You need to make this a priority. What do you think the earliest age is that you can do Be Safe the movie with a child?
Well, somebody from Arizona who knows Connor just asked me that. And the first 3 episodes are suitable for children of any age and any cognitive level. It's about the police protecting and serving and asking for help and those types of things. And, you know, some people think their young person might be too low functioning, which is a term I don't like, but maybe they're nonverbal or have cognitive impairment. And so they don't try and teach this. But we believe that Be Safe reaches people of all abilities, and we have some evidence of this, anecdotal evidence of this. So use it as soon as you can, and as the person understands, then you can go into the more complex issues which have to be discussed, like the right to remain silent. I get the calls when people with autism end up in jail because they confess to a crime when they didn't realize they didn't have to. And so there's more complex issues involved in the film as well. But the simpler ones are for everyone, and including people who wander. If people who wander get rescued, they're not prepared to interact with the police, and they may be afraid or run or escalate it. So we have to think about showing this to everybody.
Yes.
And helping them learn these things.
Well, thank you for everything that you do, Emily. Tell us the websites again so that people can get to,
Sure.
these screenings and the books.
BeSafeTheMovie.com. You can get the movie, and I recommend the teaching edition, which includes the movie and the matching curriculum that's already differentiated, so we can reach everybody. And Shannon, I really appreciate you bringing me on over and over to talk about this, because people don't take it seriously till it happens to them, or till they see a video like the one in Florida last year, or Connor's video, and think that could be my kid, and then they're afraid.
Yeah.
And so turn that fear into action. We got the tools, and we can help.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for giving us those tools, Emily. I'm a big supporter, because this is so essential. So thank you for changing the world, one police station, one kid at a time. We so appreciate you, and we need you more now than ever. And please give our best to Tom, and we will look forward to seeing you guys again. And until then, keep doing the right thing, because it's making a difference.
Thanks, Shannon. We really appreciate it.